Alberto Scorfano.
Luca Panguro, you live up here?
Yeah, me and my dad. The big fish protects them. I touched it once.
Isn't it dangerous?
I know your problem. You got a Bruno in your head. I started when my dad left.
A Bruno. Tell me what they mean.
Alberto, you can't. Alberto, you're gonna die. Alberto, don't put that in your mouth. He said I was old enough to be on my own.
Why is his name Bruno?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I just thought that maybe he'd change his mind. Silencio, Bruno.
Your dad sounds so cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Chomp, Asia Anderson, Filler J, Skylar Leah, Rachel Fotofili, Potato Hamster, Amachuku Echoke, I think. Marcy Roblox _edits, Javeria Ayas, and I don't have a name for this one, but I'm very grateful for you as well. It's gonna be Ariela Nicole Cami's brother. Thank you so freaking much for your support, and I love you all very, very dearly. Let's get into the video. Wait, what? No. Hello, you're probably wondering what the heck is wrong with me right now. I am sick. You know, if they're I lost my voice. So if I sound different or if I seem like I've been crying for hours and hours, I haven't, I promise. I've just been sick. I'm okay though. No need to worry. This is gonna be a really hard video to film. Okay, I get it. My hole has theories. Oh my god. My theory has holes. I get it. I know. Let's look at it again and let's revise it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video like last year about the movie Luca and I'm theorized on who Alberto's father may be. If you don't know anything about that video, or if you completely forgot what I said in that video, basically, I just connected the movie Luca and La Luna, who were produced by the same director, and mixed those worlds together because this man looks a lot like this man and this little boy has a lot of these same experiences as Alberto, and so my theory was Massimo is this guy and Alberto is this little boy and Massimo is the biological father of Alberto. To explain the differences in physical appearances or attributes, I go into describing how this happens a lot of time in movies and animated movies especially. If there are two like protagonists, I guess, of the movie, they want them to look completely different from each other, especially if they have different personalities.
What's wrong with you, stupid?
If Alberto were to look like this little boy again, then he'd look a little too similar to Luca. Regarding that as well, Alberto Scorfano is actually based on the real best friend of Enrico Casarosa, who is the director. His real best friend has a lot of similar physical attributes to this little boy rather than Alberto, which proves that physical attributes don't really matter in this theory because the real Alberto actually looks a lot more like this little boy than the actual Alberto. Basically, Massimo had an affair with a sea monster and that resulted in Alberto, and that's why Julia's mother and Massimo split up. Massimo could have left Alberto in that island to protect him from the rest of the town who is obsessed with killing sea monsters. And that happened a long time ago when Alberto was a little boy, and that is the reason why they don't recognize each other at first. I mean, Massimo kind of does recognize him. He's trying to figure it out throughout the events of the movie, but Alberto doesn't recognize him whatsoever. And the thing that finalized it for me is that Alberto has the same hat as the little boy had in this short. But like I said, there are holes in this theory. Like, I mean, the biggest one for me is if Massimo is the same guy as this one, why doesn't he have a freaking arm? Okay. I lost my voice. Hell, nope. Okay, I think I have my voice back. Massimo literally said, I was born without an arm, so that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But even a bigger hole than that not a lot of you surprisingly said, I put no thought into last names whatsoever. Massimo's last name is Marcobaldo, Alberto's last name is Scorfano. And besides that, I mean, a lot of you just couldn't believe that Massimo would be capable of abandoning Alberto. So I started reading even more comments and I came upon a lot of you guys' theories and I thought they were very interesting. There's pretty much 3 theories that I saw going around in the comment section. It was this short was a dream. That would say that the short was actually Alberto's dream, and that would explain why he dreamt of Massimo having 2 arms when in reality he had only 1, and it would explain the surrealness of the dream. And a lot of you were like, have you considered that Massimo perhaps had a brother? And the other one was, have you considered perhaps that Massimo had a twin brother? And the brother ones were the biggest theories. Oh, no, that is not true. There is one more, and those are the Bruno theories. So let's talk about the Bruno theories. A lot of you were set on the fact that his father was named Bruno Scorfano because of the phrase that they always say in the movie, Silencio Bruno.
Silencio Bruno!
Silencio Bruno! And that basically means that there's a little voice in your head called Bruno, and he's trying to warn you about things, basically. That sounds like something a father would tell his kid, to be careful when you're doing things. And not only that, but he acts weird when Luca asks him about Bruno.
Why is his name Bruno?
I don't care, it doesn't matter.
But that's not the only theory about Bruno. A lot of people believe that his father is Bruno from Encanto. Because in Encanto, he disappeared for like 10 years or so. He disappeared for quite some time, and that's enough time to have Alberto and abandon him. But I am so sorry to disappoint you, and don't hate me for this. Don't come at me for this. I'm about to disprove all Bruno theories, and don't come for me. I'm so sorry, but this is just what I think. There's already a lot of people disproving the Bruno from Encanto theory being Alberto's father, but I think one that almost nobody mentions is the fact that Bruno from Encanto is Disney and just Disney, while Alberto from Luca is Pixar. And yes, Pixar is owned by Disney, but you wouldn't say that Marvel is Disney. You would say Marvel is just owned by Disney. It's Marvel. Similar to Pixar. Pixar is just Pixar and Disney is just Disney. So that disproves that one. But this next thing that I'm about to say is gonna destroy all Bruno theories once and for all. I think. Maybe. I don't know. If you want to believe it, believe it. It's your decision to believe it. I support you. Choose happiness. But Enrico Casarosa has come out in an interview and said that Bruno is no one that Alberto knows. Bruno is just a made-up name that Alberto made up because that's just Alberto. Alberto is just silly.
Call him whatever you want. Shut him up. Say, Silencio Bruno.
But there you go. Enrico Casarosa, the director himself, disproved this theory. So what now? We're back at square one. Who is Alberto's father? How do we know? I really liked the dream theory that y'all had. I really enjoyed the thought that Alberto actually dreamed of this short of him being a little kid with his father. And I also liked the brother/twin theory that you guys had as well. Perhaps Alberto wasn't dreaming of Massimo, he was dreaming of his father that was the brother of Massimo. That would explain why he doesn't have a missing arm and why he's just a little bit different looking than Massimo. But I hear you saying, what about the last name? You said something about the last name. I'm pretty sure Massimo and his twin brother, if he even has one, have the same last name. What about the last name? Well, guys, I will stop you there and say, what century are you in? I mean, not everybody, not all cultures take the last name of the father. And a lot of people just aren't traditional like that anymore, and they don't take the last name of the father. Sometimes they take the last name of the mother. Sometimes they take both last names. And what I found is that in Italy, the tradition is to take the father's last name. Regardless of that, however, in the sea folk culture, they do take the mother's last name. Why do I think that? Because this is proven by Luca's family.
Luca Paguro.
Piacere. Trollamo trombetta.
Luca's last name is Paguro. Both his father and mother's last name is Paguro, which by the way means hermit crab. And the only other family members that are in Luca's family that we know of is Uncle Lugo and Grandma Paguro. And Grandma Paguro is on his mother's side of the family, which means the family name Paguro comes from the mother's side of Luca. So they do take the mother's name. So Alberto, for sure, probably has his mother's name. Okay, so that resolves the issue of the missing arm and the last name. But are you so sure that Alberto has a human father and has a sea monster mother? Alberto has to have at least one or both parents be sea monsters. And since we discussed of the family names, the family name is taken from the mother, then his last name is Scorfano, which means scorpion fish. And as far as we know, all sea monster has last name that kind of relates to the sea, which indicates that they are sea monsters. And so the mother, in that case, is definitely going to be a sea monster. His father may be either a sea monster or a human being, but as we can tell, Alberto has pretty much lived on land his whole life. Why would he live on land when it's much safer under the sea?
Isn't it dangerous?
Yeah, it's the best. Everything good is above the surface.
Well, Well, probably because the person he was living with cannot breathe underwater. So they had to make a home on land where they could both breathe. And he only ever mentions living with his dad, not with his mother, so we can assume that his father couldn't breathe underwater, and that's why they lived on land their whole life, and why Alberto kind of knows a little bit about Italian culture.
I'm kind of an expert.
What does it mean? The thing you just said?
A little bit. So I think we can easily conclude that Alberto has a father who is human and a mother who is a sea monster. So yeah, that's our theory now. This short was Alberto's dream. It has just way too many similarities to be different. And Massimo has a brother or twin brother, which is why they look similar, but they're not completely identical. And so Alberto is probably of the family of Massimo, but Massimo's brother is the actual biological father of Alberto. That is our theory that we came up with together. Alright, thank you so much. I love you. I am going to try to get better now. Let's try to do everything possible to be able to get this video picked up by the algorithm. So liking, sharing, commenting, anything you can do to support my channel, anything at all. I am very grateful for it. I love you all so much. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cassandra? What are you doing?
The night you were born, your mother fell deathly ill.
I'm fulfilling my destiny.
I was desperate to do anything to save her.
I tried to warn you, Rapunzel.